This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, a representative from the TriCounty Recreation Board is here because they need help to keep operating 2 parks in the area. We have the story next. Good evening, happy Friday, and thank you for joining us at FYI. I'm Ken Cara. We start with headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. The search is on for a suspect and a vehicle involved in an attempted strong-armed robbery. It happened yesterday afternoon in broad daylight outside Puff and Stuff on North 4th Street in West Hazleton. According to our media partner, the Standard Speaker, a 66-year-old woman was walking to her car when she was attacked from behind and dragged across the alley. The attacker fled after several people eating inside a nearby restaurant came to her aid. This is a photo courtesy of the 4 heroes, courtesy of the Standard Speaker. They are Chris Shibler, Brian Gambita, Justine Solo, and Nicholas Solo. A 5th person, a passerby, wished to remain anonymous. The victim suffered some scrapes and bruises and told the police that she did not want to give up her purse. Now, police are searching for the suspect and a car. The suspect is described as a tall black male, possibly in his early 20s, wearing a black hooded sweatshirt. He entered a waiting vehicle at the intersection of East Green Street and reportedly had a semi-automatic handgun at the time of the incident. The getaway car is dark-colored Ford Fusion sedan, possibly a 2010 or 2012 model year, with a black right front wheel. Anyone with information is urged to contact West Hazleton Police at 570-455-3733, or you can dial 911. In other news on this Friday, if you love cars, head to Broad Street in Hazleton right now for the annual Downtown Hazleton Cruisin. Tonight's event is being held in conjunction with First Friday. The Cruisin gets underway at 6 p.m. and will feature a variety of classic, antique, and special interest cars. Mary Malone, president of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce, says that this year, one lucky person aged 21 or older will win a stock car experience at Pocono Raceway.
That person will get to go out to Pocono Raceway, take a little bit of a class, and actually feel and take that car, that stock car, right onto the track and have the same feeling. We just passed race weekend this past weekend. It sounded like it was another exciting one. So you could kind of live that role for a day. So we're really excited and so glad to have Verastros, who will also be showcasing one of their classic cars as well from Verastros, from the beer distributor. So a lot of fun.
Also tonight, backed by popular demand, the oldies band The Legends will perform from 6 to 9 p.m. And in keeping with tonight's car theme, the movie Grease will be shown at 8:30 tonight at the Pocket Park on Broad Street. For a complete list of tonight's events, go to downtownhazleton.org. Also a reminder, Broad Street will be closed to traffic between Church and Cedar Streets until 9 p.m. because of the Cruisin. A more than 100-year-old tradition continues this weekend in the city of Hazleton. The 3-day celebration of the Feast of Madonna del Monte will be held at Most Precious Blood Church. The festival dates back to 1900 when Donata d'Alessandro migrated here from a region in Italy that celebrated the religious event. The tradition features a procession through the streets of Hazleton on Sunday morning. Church families create and carry candle houses referred to as Cinti. The procession takes place Sunday after the 10 a.m. Mass and is part of the 3-day celebration. The festivities kicked off tonight with a pizza and pasta visual sale. The popular favorites will be sold until 7 p.m. and there will also be a preview of the tricky trays available. A variety of homemade ethnic foods will be sold tomorrow from 4 to 8 p.m. and there will be a spaghetti and meatball dinner this Sunday from noon until 4 p.m. in the church hall. Takeouts are available and walk-ins are welcome. You've probably heard this saying that one man's trash is another man's treasure. Well, you're invited to find some treasures tomorrow, and it's all for a good cause. The Children's Home Flea Market will be held tomorrow from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. at 107 Madison Avenue in West Hazleton. Everything must go. The sale will feature a variety of items that could be your treasure. All proceeds from the flea market will benefit the United Children's Home in West Hazleton. Is the future of an organization created to promote the environment and recreation in jeopardy? Lisa Sugart has the latest on what is being done to save the TriCounty Recreation Authority and the projects associated with it.
It is a very well-known project that dates back to the 1980s here in the Hazleton area. I'm talking about the Tri-Area Recreation Authority, but it could be in danger right now because of a lack of finances and a lack of manpower. Here to tell us about the efforts to keep it going and to make it even better than it is, the whole project, is Neil Oberto, who is the chairman of the Tri-Area Recreation Authority. Neil, I know there's been some difficulties. This is a project that's near and dear to your heart. You began all of this.
Well, it was a group of people, actually, a commission that was originally put together by the three municipalities, Hazleton City, West Hazleton Borough, Hazel Township, to look at joint effort in responding to recreational needs. That commission met for a year and made the recommendation that an authority be formed. And I believe that was formalized probably about 1990, 91 with the authority itself, and then started the work of looking at trying to develop an integrated approach to creating a park system throughout the community and looking at unmet needs, one of those needs being larger park systems. And probably by about the late 90s into, well, the early 2000s, I guess you would, the authority, well, there were several changes within the authority itself, bylaws and whatnot to try to make governance a little bit easier. But then two parcels became available. One parcel, which is in the city, was initially a about 17-acre parcel. It's called City View Park. It's over past on the way to Jeansville. And another parcel that was provided by the Water Authority, about 11, 12 acres, Oneida Junction Environmental Park, that actually dated back to the 1890s as a resource for the water resource for the community. So those parcels were developed, and a lot went into, especially at the City View Park, major reclamation there. We're at a point now, though, 10, 12 years later, where governance of the authority itself is a major issue because there isn't financial support from the municipalities. Trying to get individuals involved in maintaining these facilities is also somewhat of a challenge now.
So you're hoping the community will come forward, maybe some nonprofit organizations, some volunteers, to help to maintain all this and keep it going. So you're holding some meetings right now.
Yeah, we did. We actually had a meeting about a week or so ago, and we're so pleased because at least a dozen people or so came to that meeting and presented a little bit of a history and also presented the issue of governance, where are we going, but also trying to address some immediate needs. And some of those immediate needs would have been looking at maintenance, especially of City View, but also of Oneida Junction. A longtime member as well, Bill Midlick, unfortunately has had some physical challenges and has been pushing to try to get back in action. He was the person who was doing a lot of the grass cutting and maintenance of the site. So until he's able to do that again, we need someone up there to help with that. We're so pleased because just this morning we had D'Angelo Brothers up there looking at spraying and reclaiming the trails and whatnot. We have different planting areas, beds, gardens up there. We'd love to be able to see, we have about 6 of them, where maybe churches or some civic groups could come and sponsor those, and they'd be responsible for them. And also another group that would look at helping to get the Oneida Junction parcel back into shape. If we're not able to get that, then it's a gem. Both of them are gems, but especially the Oneida Junction, the Water Authority will probably take ownership back of that and it'll just be closed. So we really need to look at that as well as, more than anything else, governance. The authority truly is just an authority in name only. So we have to look at how that structure has to be recreated to continue to oversee this and potentially maybe coming under another nonprofit entity. So, you know, it's one way, again, of trying to build up the beauty, I guess you could say, and those special areas in the community to benefit the community as a whole, but we need the community to step forward to help make this happen. And we need to look at the municipalities as well. How committed are they to this? We know that there's financial challenges out there. How can we become creative, though, in trying to make this work?
Well, hopefully everybody will team up to get involved with this. There is a meeting scheduled for Wednesday, August 19th at 6:30 at City View Park. You're invited to come out, contribute to this meeting, maybe contribute to volunteering and get some organizations involved. You can call Neil as well if you need some information on getting involved, 582-8779 to find out what's cooking. We hope you get a lot of support and that things only get bigger and better for the parks in the area and for the authority as well.
Thank you so much, and we need it. We need it from the neighborhood playgrounds right up to the larger park system, again, to just benefit the community, and thank you so much for your support throughout the years.
Thanks. Well, again, on August 19th, 6:30, City View Park. Hope you can be there.
Thanks, Lisa. I've covered BMX at the City View Park a few times. I hope they get everything in order up there. Well, still ahead, everyone's favorite Friday feature, Adopt Me, from the Hazleton Animal Shelter. And tonight, it's this year's first PSU football report from Penn State Football Media Day. Stay tuned for sports.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
I could have stayed here all day. That's Lake Irena through the trees at Community Park in Hazel Township. And here's our local weather forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, mostly clear. Our low will be 56 degrees. Looks like a cool night. And then for the weekend, mostly sunny. We get up near 80 degrees for our Saturday. Saturday night, partly cloudy. Our low will be 57. On Sunday, another nice day, partly sunny, high of 79. Sunday night, 20% chance, isolated showers after 2 a.m., mostly cloudy, low around 59. On Monday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy, a high of 78 degrees, 50% chance of showers that day. At night, 60% chance of showers. It will be cloudy with a low of 63. Another 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms on Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high of 75. And then at night on Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a low of 58 degrees.
Tonight's weather is brought to you by Valley High, the area's oldest ice cream and fast food restaurant. Stop on in for a cold treat including our ice cream and yogurt, or some hot food including our burgers, hot dogs, fries, and much more. That's Valley High, Route 93 in West Hazleton. Treat yourself today.
All about numbers during this segment of FYI, and here's your midday winning Pennsylvania lottery numbers. Pick 2, 6, 0, pick 3, 8, 4, 7, pick 4, 4, 0, 4, 1, and pick 5, 4, 6, 0, 7, 3. Your lottery numbers brought to you by Boyer Insurance Agency with 2 locations to serve you, one in Cunningham on Sugarloaf Avenue, the other one in Nescapec on Broad Street. You can call Boyer Insurance in Cunningham at 570-788-3543 and in Nescapec at 570-752-7683. All about numbers during this segment and puppies and kittens. Here's Adopt Me from the Hazleton Animal Shelter.
Hello again, and here I am with Jay. Jay is a young adult, approximately 1-year-old, a flat coat retriever mix who's been with us for some time. Jay is very friendly and outgoing, and as you can see, has a lot of energy. For Jay, we recommend long walks and also a big fenced-in yard in which he could run around and have plenty of playtime. We're not sure what Jay is like with other dogs, so if you do have other dogs and would like to adopt him, we recommend you bring them down so we can do a meet and greet and make sure that they'll be okay together. Jay, like all of our animals up for adoption, is already altered and is up to date on his vaccinations. He's also been tested for heartworm and Lyme and came up negative for both, and he is also microchipped. That's it for this week's dog. Let's have a look at our cats. And here I am with Buttercup and Nibbit. Buttercup and Nibbit are sharing an area together, and although not siblings, these 2 kittens get along very well together. Buttercup is approximately 4 months old and Nibbit is about 3 months. Nibbit is a female who has been spayed, and Buttercup is a neutered male. Both cats have been tested for feline leukemia and FIV and have come up negative. They've also been vaccinated for rabies and distemper and will be microchipped upon adoption. And seeing as how these 2 get along really well even though they're not part of the same litter, we highly recommend them not only for first-time pet owners, but anybody who has a cat of their own already. So if anybody is interested in Jay, Buttercup, Nibbit, or any of the other animals we have up for adoption, please come on down to the Hazleton Animal Shelter at 101 North Poplar Street.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
The Nittany Lions have a bounce in their step heading into the 2015 football season, literally and figuratively. Check out our first report from Media Day. Penn State Special Teams Coordinator Charles Huff was asked if he likes having a few different choices for a punt returner this year. A number of Nittany Lions are coming off redshirt seasons, including the speedy DeAndre Tompkins.
I mean, DeAndre brings something that, as we move forward in this program is going to make us get to the level we want to get, and that's competition. And with competition creates depth. With depth creates options. And having options is what you want, because it's college football. We can't pay guys, or we can't say, hey, if you don't get this done, you're cut and we'll bring in another guy. So the only way to motivate truly is with playing time. And everybody in that locker room wants to play. And they know that if I don't do what I got to do, the guy behind me is going to step up in front of me. That's when you start getting to the level of depth and competition that you want. When the practices are harder than the games, you're doing pretty good.
Although the NCAA sanctions that limited the amount of scholarships the Lions could use each year were lifted last year, Penn State is still working on building depth. They aren't back to 100% strength, but things are looking up. Let's take a look at the tight end position, for example. Jesse James took the 396 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns he had last year with him to the NFL a year early, and now it's time for someone else to step up. A coveted recruit in 2012, Adam Brenneman suffered a knee injury that sidelined him for all of 2014. He redshirted and is ready to jump into the competition for playing time. He'll be up against senior Kyle Carter, who caught 16 balls for 153 yards and a touchdown last season, and true sophomore Mike Gesicki, who finished with 11 catches for 114 yards.
This is a talented group. We were a talented group last year, and then kind of getting AB back this year, building off last year, and we're all excited just for the competition in practice is going to make us all better. We got 4 or 5 guys that are going to be capable to get out on the field. Whether it's myself, Kyle, Brent, Adam, guys like that. So I mean, all that competition is just going to make us better, and we're all going to be fighting for a certain time. So I mean, it's all going to help us out in the long run.
These guys will battle it out for playing time in the weeks leading up to the season opener at Temple on September 5th. How do you balance that competition and still be a good teammate? Well, dancing seems to help Gesicki, wide receiver Gino Lewis, and Brenneman.
I mean, these guys are some of the closest guys on the team that I'm friends with, and it's like an interesting experience just because we're helping each other out, but at the same time we're working with each other and competing against each other. So I mean, it does make us all better. Some people kind of look at it as like, oh, how are you friends with him? How are you friends with that? But I mean, all in all, we're just all trying to get each other better, and it's working for one common goal.
It's media day, and you'll probably say, yeah, but are they cool guys? Are they guys you want to hang out with?
Oh yeah, Adam was my host on my official visit, and so I mean, I built a relationship with him since then, and then when I got here, a guy like Jesse that now is in the NFL, he was a big mentor for myself. He was a great guy. Kyle, me and him kind of rotate a little bit last year, so I mean, he was a big mentor for myself as well. So I mean, all these guys are great guys, and I'm just trying to follow in their footsteps and be the same kind of role model that they all were for me.
The other tight end Gesicki was talking about was redshirt junior Brent Wilkerson. So much more coming from Penn State Media Day next week, including a feature on Brenneman. And Dave Seaman and I will talk a lot about what Coach James Franklin and quarterback Christian Hackenberg had to say at Media Day. Now let's see what Ron Marchetti has to say.
August 7th, first Friday, short shots. Hi, everybody. Exactly 30 years ago in 1985, Chicago White Sox right-hander Tom Seaver became the 17th pitcher in Major League history to win 300 games. And on the same day, California's Rod Carew became baseball's 16th 3,000 hit man. Also 24 years ago, in 1991, rookie golfer John Daly hit moonshot drives while averaging 302 yards off the tee to win the PGA Championship at Carmel, Indiana. Daly's monster drives and poise under pressure amazed the rest of the field, especially because the 25-year-old, a non-winner, got into the tournament as the last alternate. But this is not trivia treats. It's Happy Friday. On Sunday, NASCAR driver Matt Kenseth won the Windows 10 400 at Pocono Raceway, his first win at Pocono. American Pharoah, the horse, the first Triple Crown winner in horse racing in almost 4 decades, won again at Monmouth Park in Oceanport, New Jersey. Switch hitters, Mark Teixeira of the Yankees hit back-to-back home runs from both sides of the plate in back-to-back games, which was never done before. What else? WWE Hall of Famer Rowdy Piper died at the age of 61. He is the second WWE Hall of Famer to die this summer. Dusty Rhodes passed away in June. Piper's biggest rival for decades in pro wrestling was also fired last week by WWE. Hulk Hogan, who used racial slurs captured on a sex tape. One of the biggest pro wrestling matches ever happened in 1985 when good guys, Mr. T and Hulk Hogan, defeated the bad guys, Roddy Piper and Paul Orndorff. And it was about 30 years ago that the largest crowd to ever pack into St. Joe's Gym took place in early August. I was in that crowd, which broke every fire code rule in the book. 4,000 or more squeezed in like sardines to see a wrestling match that seats about 3,000. The main event, which I will not forget, the magnificent Morocco against George the Animal Steele. But what I did forget, who won? Mother of God, till Monday, be a good sport and stay loose.
Be happy, it's Friday, and go to Bottlenecks for half-price happy hour starting at 6 p.m. They have live music and half-price appetizers.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, Moyers Grove Campground will be having a fantastic Make-A-Wish weekend August 8th through 9th. We'll be having great food, games, tricky trays, and much, much more. It's free to get in, and the Keystone Kids Star Makers will be dancing in the afternoon. All proceeds benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation. For more information, please call 570-379-3375. And finally, the Wings of Freedom Tour will once again be held at the Hazleton Regional Airport August 24th through the 26th. Tour, explore, or even fly the ultimate living history experience with 3 of the most famous World War II bombers and fighters. This presentation is presented by the Collings Foundation. For more information, just call 1-800-568-8924 or check out cfdn.org. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Nancy Shellhammer Houseman of Drums. Funeral is Saturday at 2 p.m. at the Harmon Funeral Home. Friends may call Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Lawrence Sywell of Freeland. Funeral services will be announced at a later date. Arrangements are by the Joseph B. Conahan Funeral Home. Andrew Frank Rouse of Pembroke Pines, Florida. No local services were announced. And Phyllis Bay Shoemaker of Steelton. The McHugh Wilczek Funeral Home will announce complete arrangements. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Raymond Moncavage of Ashland. Raymond, if you're watching, give us a call right now, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
That's it. No more FYI on TV this week, but go online, facebook.com/FYI News 13 all weekend long for breaking news. Also, standardspeaker.com. It's First Friday. Get out there. Have some fun. We'll see you on Monday. Take it easy, everyone.
Burger Cadillac, Hazleton. Drive with experience.